Welcome back, Tough Kid Nation. Today we'll be exploring tough kid activities, things kids no longer do, but they did back in the 1980s. Playing with silly putty was a fun activity that required creativity. Kids would stretch, twist, squish, and mold silly putty into shapes. It was packaged as an egg-shaped toy in the kids' aisle at the Five and Dime. Favorite activity was to copy images from comics and then distort them by bending and stretching. Silly putty created the original meme. Prank phone calls was another tough kid activity. With only 2 cable lines in the house, we'd sneak off into our parents' bedroom, or if nobody was home, we'd invite our friends over and make a series of prank phone calls from the kitchen. Is your refrigerator running? Is a classic standard. But we were creative and invented many new ones, similar to what Bart Simpson sang here. Here's the classic Best Western. I would have picked the Magnificent Seven for my punchline, though. This one here is an inside generation joke. If you know what 8675309 means, then you know. My favorite is when I looked up a guy named Mr. Whitehead in the phone book. I'd call him and I asked for Mr. Blackhead. No, you've reached Mr. Whitehead, he'd say. Sorry, I said before hanging up. I dialed the wrong pimple. Smartphones destroyed the prank phone call and its creativity. But like our star subscriber Mike Marin likes to say, the smarter the phone, the dumber the person. Oh, and check out this meme. The horror of not knowing who was on the other end. Social Skills Building 101. Another simple pleasure activity was reading the back of the cereal boxes during breakfast. We weren't hypnotized by electronic devices, but we still needed our private time. This activity was a great way to avoid seeing your father in his underwear at the breakfast table.
I called Mrs. Amendola. She's going to stay with you kids while Daddy and I are in Chicago.
Mom, no. We don't need a babysitter. I can take care of Sam. I can take care of myself.
I can take care of myself. The mantra of a generation. Believe it or not, there was a time in America when parents would drop off their pre-teen children at a skating rink for hours, unsupervised. Seriously. The only way they could check on you, actually, there was no way they could check on you, because that destructive locust, better known as the helicopter parent, hadn't yet infiltrated society, wreaking havoc in the form of childhood anxiety, low confidence, and low self-esteem. But come on, you say, your parents really didn't drop you off like that. Yes, our parents really used to drop us off at the skating rink and leave. But what if you fell down and got hurt? No problem. We had our friends to catch us. Before we continue with activities, please take a second to subscribe, like, and share the video. Stimulate that algorithm. Help us out. The more interest you show in this channel, the more we can bring you more content. Now back to tough kid activities. And before group texts and social media, this is how we figured out where the gang was. We actually had to summon up the courage to go and knock on someone's front door and ask them to come out and play. What a great time. And this was our gang affiliation. If you remember playing in the street with your friends and yelling, "Car!" then you had an awesome childhood.
Shoot, you scores! 1 for 1!
That is going wild.
Good! Game on!
All day long. Not an exaggeration. This is how we all played before the internet. So glad I grew up doing this and not this. Please comment down below on your favorite activity that we might have missed. And by the way, when did we go from looking like this to like this? The 1970s and 80s. There'll never be a cooler time than that. Until next time, Tough Kid Nation, always remember that back is the way forward.